Hello! Where did we leave off? Oh yes, the shelves being actually put together. Now it's time for the paint job. For each of these I did 1 to 2 coats of primer. Oh fuck. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's unfortunate. Putting them all together took up some space, but having each of them separately dry apart, not touching each other, that was a lot more space. Like my entire bathroom. And considering I had to leave these overnight or for a few hours, meant I needed to go around them just to use the bathroom, which was a whole thing in itself. As they were drying though, I did take some of the time to figure out the colors I was going to use. As I said in my last video, I wanted these to be rainbow colored as well as black, white, and gray. Most of my paints I did thrift or get secondhand, but I also tried a couple techniques as well. I put a bit of every color I had secondhand on a piece of paper for basically to see how much I would have to layer them on top to make it as opaque as possible. So realistically, I only have 3 colors right now, and 2 of them are kind of green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for these to dry down, see how they look when they're dry, and see which ones I like most. But also to see what they'd look like when they cured or dried down. I did not paint these in rainbow colored order, but welcome to yellow. For the majority of colors, I did at least 2 coats. Most of them I think were 3 or 4, honestly. Using a brush in the corner and any holes that had not previously been filled. And then I came in with a roller to even out every layer. Once each one had dried completely, I used a water-based, non-yellowing wood finish top coat, which you may have seen me use in my video that I made a headboard in. The silver one was the only one that caused me any issues, as it was incredibly reflective, which good for me, but bad for me also. Blessing and a curse. I could never fully tell with 100% certainty where I already placed the finish and where the silver was just incredibly reflective. I figured better be safe than sorry, so I added about 3 layers onto that one. For the white though, instead of actually just using a white primer and then my white paint, I just did a couple coats of the primer, as I knew I would be locking it in anyways. I did have issues taking every single one of these off the table as I was working on them, so enjoy clips of me struggling as well. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Whew. One of the only paints I had actually knocked on secondhand for this project, I actually bought for another project, but ended up using this one first. Ooh. Okay. As for the techniques that I mentioned earlier, I didn't know how acrylic would work on wood. Let's see if acrylic works. I've seen a lot of people on TikTok use acrylic on wood as long as they seal it with epoxy, but I was not going to be sealing this with a resin. So instead, I actually wanted to mix acrylic paint in with latex. This is going to be liquid latex because I knew that it can give it a little bit of a, obviously, texture change, but it also lightened it up a little bit. I only use this with the red. The orange, though, I just use acrylic and I didn't notice too much of a difference, so keep that in mind. Now, as Rosanna Pansino would say, let's put it all together. I am so sorry for that impersonation, if that's even what you'd call that. Putting it all together also includes putting a color-coordinated fabric in each of them. As well as all the organization that's on top, which is going to be all my thread, which will soon get a makeover of its own, but I digress. And I had all these little fabric bins. Where I was putting in all of my scraps, etc. Ongoing projects, and batting. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.